Welcome to the 22-23 Heart of America Athletic Conference Wrestling Media Days. Cody Goodwin here with Waldorf Women's Wrestling head coach Tyrese Gilder and athlete Ipo Chan. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Good deal. Coach, start with you. Already got a handful of competitions under your belt. Got your own open tournament coming up this weekend. How do you feel about this team so far? And what have you seen from them on the mat?
Feeling good about this group. Good group of ladies. They get in there, they work hard, have each other's backs, and that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, already a few competitions, had a duel against Grandview earlier, went to a tournament last weekend. What have you learned about your team after the first couple of competitions this season?
That they're resilient, they learn, they're coachable, and just like we've always known, they work hard. And so
Absolutely.
They're taking the steps to improve, always looking to get better. Open to feedback, like I said, super coachable.
Awesome. Love to hear that. Wanted to ask you both pretty big picture thought here, but a very important and exciting thought, or at least a development here with NAIA, officially recognizing women's wrestling as a championship sport. Really big step here by the NAIA. I guess, Coach, we could start with you and then we can go to Ipo. Coach, what does this mean for the NAIA to take this step to recognize women's wrestling as a championship sport? This is a really cool thing.
Yeah, definitely. It's historic. You know what I mean? Actually being in it, you don't realize sometimes how big of a part of history it's going to be. First collegiate body to fully sanction it, and yeah, they'll go down in history for it.
Absolutely. Ipo, as an athlete, how nice is it to have that official championship recognition?
Oh, I feel like it's interesting, but it's cool because women's wrestling can get more recognition and all that. And it's just, yeah, overall cool to be like a championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you're originally from Hawaii, which was, way out, and it was one of the states that was way out in front of the girls wrestling growth and movement at the high school level. As an athlete to be to experience that, and then to, obviously experience the NAI finally sanctioning women's wrestling as a championship sport now collegiately. How cool has it been to kind of be on the ground during all this explosive growth for girls and women's wrestling across the country?
It's really cool because back at home, when I first started wrestling, it was kind of small, and then it kind of grew quickly within like my 4 years of high school. It grew, to be pretty large, but it's nice seeing it grow even more in the collegiate level and everything like that.
Yeah. How important do you think the NAIA officially recognized women's wrestling championship status? How important is that going to be to the continued growth of the sport, to, where it goes from here, right?
I feel like it's important because it will make women feel even more, it'll award women more for their sport that they're in and just make them feel more accomplished and everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. Coach, back to your team. Got your own tournament coming up this weekend. Got fun schedule coming up, pretty lighter through the month of December, but then you guys really pick back up in January and February. What are some other names that you're excited to see compete? Who are some wrestlers that you're excited to see get after it over the course of the season here?
I mean, on our team, just the ones that have already been getting after it. We got some scrappy ones on the team returning, like Ipo, she gets after it, whistle to whistle. JoJo's back after it, looking to get back on the podium. We got the two Jennies. They're always putting in work as returners. Then we got a few newcomers. Julia Chambers out of Arizona. She's been kind of on a little bit of a tear. And so it's gonna be fun to see her get after it and match up against some even tougher opponents. And so we're looking forward to that. Cheyenne out of Montana, Nev out of Arizona, Joanna as well. They're all out there getting after it, leaving it all on the mat, and just having fun while doing it.
Yeah. Lots of freshmen on the roster this year. As a guy who's been around and has been doing this for a while, what's usually the biggest challenge when it comes to helping those freshmen transition from wrestling at the high school level to wrestling collegiately?
The transition in the sport, freestyle to folk style, or folk style to freestyle, that's probably the biggest obstacle, especially if they don't have a large amount of experience. And some do, some don't. But it's, just kind of getting fully immersed into that freestyle realm, and keeping that going. The transitions are a little bit different. The moves, positions are slightly different, but it's still wrestling. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. What do you hope to see from your wrestlers this year as you navigate the rest of the season? Are there specific areas of growth that you're watching for, or what do you hope to see across the board?
Yeah, one of the biggest things is just it's just getting to and sticking with their game plans. Fine tuning that. Whatever it is, it's different for each athlete. Managing the match, managing the pace, managing the space on the mat. And just getting to their offense and keeping it going from there. Always looking to get better.
Yeah, absolutely. Ipo, what were some, was there anything specific maybe you were working on throughout the off season in order to better prepare yourself for this upcoming season, or where do you feel like you've grown the most throughout your college career?
Throughout the off season, I was working on like lifting weights, getting stronger, but I was also working on my shots. Last year in college, I was nervous and I wasn't that confident in myself. But throughout the summer, I've been working more with the team back at home, just taking shots, finishing shots. I'm being more confident in my skill and not doubting or hesitating.
Yeah, I know it's still super early in the season, but do you feel like you have that confidence when you step out on the mat now, or where do you feel it the most?
I feel like I do still have nerves. Like I'm still nervous right before I get out on the mat. But once I get out, those nerves kind of go away. But at times I do catch myself hesitating a lot. And I feel like that's something I still need to work on. It's just following through and everything, and just, being confident that I can actually, wrestle.
Yeah, 100%. And as one of the older vets on the team, with a large contingent of freshmen, is there certain messages or certain things you tell them or talk to them to help them with that transition and to, make sure that they can, figure out themselves, that they can compete at the collegiate level?
Yeah. So I like to tell the freshmen to just, like I was saying, be confident in everything, and don't let any distractions, take your attention away from the sport. Cause I was a freshman and, I was having fun and things like that. But it comes to a point where you really gotta focus, and if you really want to win, then you gotta put in the work to win. So I always just tell them, like, maintain your weight, watch your weight, cut it healthily, and all that stuff.
100%. Yeah, I think, guys, that was all the questions I had for you, unless there was anything else either of you wanted to add before we signed off here.
No, I think I appreciate the coverage, and keep doing what you're doing out there, my man.
Awesome. I appreciate the time today. Best of luck later this weekend and throughout the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll be in touch.
All right, go Warriors.